Hello and welcome to today's video, and today's video is about this yellow light stick that I found on the side of the road. And when I first got it I thought it was an LED stick, but it's actually a fluorescent. So I think what we'll do is we'll show some details right away and then we'll have it working, and then I'm going to take it apart. I'll try and get this so you can read it. Basically it says Turet 8321E, input 230-240 volt 50 hertz, lamp 1 times 21 watt, F21 T5D for daylight, and it says fluorescent lamp. It's got the CE double earth symbol, which is the 2 squares, a picture of a house, do not recycle, and a picture of a tube, and then at the bottom it says specially made in China for B&Q 12W46. Now, for anybody abroad, B&Q is also known as the Home Depot. The stores look virtually identical. Ours may be slightly smaller. It has a rather nice 3-pin plug on it, which is transparent, and it says fitted with BS1362 3-amp fuse. And these are standard 13-amp plugs, and all you do is you change the fuses in them. You can see 2 wires going up, and it's only live and neutral that's connected. The earth pin just operates the plug into the socket, and as I said, it's double earth, which is what that little square symbol is. So I think first we're going to do is we'll turn it on a couple of times. It's instant start, it's electronic, and then we'll see what its actual consumption is, and then I'm going to take it apart to have a closer look at the tube and the ballast. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you have this blank bit at this end where the ballast equipment is, the tube, and then the other side with a little, about 1 inch at the other end that's not working because the tube doesn't go all the way to the end. You can see this, and this is just to tidy the wire up, but the wires aren't that tidy inside. It's yes, you can see it on the camera, it's sort of like wiggles up, so not that clean design. Now we have some shops, or a certain brand of shop that seems to have a load of these hanging from the ceiling near the entrance, but I'm not sure if they're, well, they're all white, but I'm not sure if they've got T5s in. The actual size of the actual plastic lamp itself is around 41 inches. Or just over 1 metre, about 1 metre 40 or 1040. Yes, so we'll say 1 metre 4 centimetres, or 1040 millimetres. The tube inside again is slightly smaller, and daylight. The actual tube itself appears to light up a bit of a greenish colour when it's on, but the reflection I think is a better clue of what colour the light actually is. So what we'll do is we'll turn it off and back on. Always instant start. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the power consumption of this light. Okay then, so the light itself is currently running at 20.4 watts. so the tube is slightly being underrun. Other information is it's just the cost and the time. So on that one, voltage today is 240.4 volts at 50 hertz, and it's running at 0.088 amps, and has a power factor that's sort of bouncing around a little bit, but we'll say it's somewhere between 0.85 and 0.95, with the amps creeping up a little bit as well. I've had this light running for a little while, and it does kind of flicker a bit, which is probably the reason why it's been thrown away. So I think what we'll do now is I'll reset up the camera and I'll take it apart so we can see the ballast and the information on the fluorescent tube inside. So I'll just reset up the camera and I'll see you in a moment. So this light is serviceable. You just have to get this bung out of the end. Be very careful when doing this. And then what we'll do, we'll get the light out. Might have to turn the light off to do this, it's a bit tight. There we go. So I'll show you the ballast and everything in a minute. Yeah. The plastic tube is now out, and we're now looking at this fluorescent light. It has a couple of clips holding the wire on the back. Just going to turn this off for a second. It doesn't have end caps. It's got this thing on this end, just wires soldered on with the tube screwed into two terminals. Same with the other side. And this is, there's the other side, and this is what's on the tube. So it says FSLT5 2-pin 525. I think that's ROHS and some other. I think it's 1208 CB. I'm not 100% sure. Look, there we go. And then this is the ballast that controls it, with all the little bits, capacitors. There's a tiny little fuse on the incoming, and a few other little things. Not too sure what they are. Other people might be able to let us know in the comments below. The back side of the circuit board basically looks like so. So I think what we can do now is we can end this video by striking this tube up a couple of times out of its case. Just get in this fairly safe place. Can't get the whole light on at this angle. And we'll do it in 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Instant start, and this is definitely a daylight tube, that ghostly white colour. The tube itself is not very old, or it's been hardly ever used. I'm not sure when these were made. Quite a nice find. No interesting start because it's electronic. That's quite a nice image. So yes, not bad. The plastic tube originally came with some silver foil tape on it, and it covered up where the ballast was at one end and the little blank bit at the other end. But it was in quite poor condition, so I got rid of it. The actual tube in this light is about 33.5 inches long, just under 3 feet, but these are the T5 sizes. So I think what I'll do is a couple of more startups and we'll end this video. So again, it's back together. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. Instant startup. Some minor marks on it, and all the way along to the ballast that's at this end, and now this cap is now fully fitted again. So I'd like to say thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you again soon. Goodbye.